Welcome to East Coast LQ Reviews. Today, we are reviewing or doing an examination of Michter's Straight Rye. So today we're going to be doing our typical Monday whiskey examination. We do have a good sized panel here. We got 5 people on the panel. This should be fun. Yeah, we got Bumpy Road Brews. Cheers, Bumpy. Thomas Smells 75, also known as Massachusetts Beer Reviews. Cheers, Eric. What's up, man? Good to have you here. Beer Man. Cheers, bro. Thank you for coming on by.
Hi.
And Mike from FLX Beer Reviews. I'm just kidding.
Hey, gang. Where's Dan?
Cheers to Dan. I couldn't tell you had the hoodie and the hat on. I thought you were Mike for a second. Yeah, so this should be fun. We do have a 6-category rating system when we do this whiskey examination. So we do talk about the aesthetics, the nose, the flavor, the mouthfeel, the finish, the value. Aesthetics and value being 10 points, 10 out of 10 points. And the nose, flavor, mouthfeel, finish being 20 out of 20 points each. All equaling 100 out of 100 points. Every week I try to describe that in a different way to make it simpler, and I feel like it's even more confusing every time I try to describe it. But yeah, so that's our 6-point category rating system. It's usually a lot of fun, good discussion. Today we have a pretty cool bottle. We have a bottle that we're doing for Rye January. So this is the last week of Rye January. Shout out to Mr. Bumpy Road Brews over here for giving me the idea of doing Rye January. It's been fun. We did a lot of bourbons the end of December. Were we did we do any in November? Or was it all December? You guys remember?
I can't remember November.
All in November or December, do you remember?
No.
I don't remember. I think, did we review any in November?
What? Review bourbons?
There's an easy way to find that out.
It could be a song, bro.
We definitely reviewed things in November.
You think so? So we've been doing it for a couple months? I think we've been doing it for maybe going on 3 months. February will be the 4th. But yeah, so we're finishing off Rye January with something kind of special. I guess you could say it's a little bit more pricey. So we do like to start off the show with everyone going around the panel and talking about the size of the bottle that they bought. I believe this is only available in one size anyways.
We've been doing it for at least 4 months.
Huh?
We've been doing this for 5 months.
Really? Wow. Yeah. I'm lost. I didn't think it was that long. That's cool.
Yeah, the first one was Wild Turkey 101 versus Russell's Reserve, and that was 5 months ago.
Oh, wow. All right, then.
Jeez.
Time has gone by very fast. I thought it was only like 3. Yeah, so we'll start off with Bumpy. Like I said, I'm pretty sure we all have the same size bottle. Everybody just let everyone know what you paid for the product. Bumpy?
Yeah, so I got a $7.50 and paid $43.99, so $44.
Damn.
All right.
Nice. What'd you pay, Eric?
2020. I don't know if it's the brand. 2023 most admired whiskey in the world. Holy crap! We got a $7.50, and somehow I found a local store that was running a sale for $33.99. All right.
Nice.
Holy!
I gotta say,
I
had been seeing these on the shelf, and when I went to pick it up, this was the last one on the shelf. So they have been selling.
Jeez.
Wow. Yeah, 33.
So mine was the most so far. I didn't pay for it. Thank you, work. But it was $48.95 for this. So.
And you got like you got a gift card from your work.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So. Yeah, it was. They had like 17, I think, left in the store too. So I don't know. Maybe they don't like it
because they're overpriced.
Well, no, you got to figure. Well, no, you got to figure he is pretty far from us. So as far as distribution and them getting it out there, they're not as big as Jim Beam, Jack Daniels, all those guys. So
yeah,
why his might be a little bit more priced, a little bit higher. What'd you pay, Dan?
It was $46.99, and with tax, I paid $50.75.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Cheap.
So Dan is right now saying this better be damn good.
Yep.
All right. So we had the lowest so far with 34. Dan's was roughly what, 51, you said?
$50.75 after tax.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, right around like 51. So I paid 41 for mine. I could have went to Yankee Spirits and went to Attleboro. It's like 30 minutes for me. Didn't feel like, so I got to go towards the city and then you go into Mass to get over there. But I paid 41 for mine, so $1 more. Not bad. Definitely didn't want to go through Providence today. Usually,
am I the only one that pays tax?
I have no tax on liquor there's no tax on liquor in Rhode Island and Mass, but we have tax on beer in Rhode Island. But where I buy beer in Mass, there's no tax on.
In New Hampshire, we're tax free,
but you do have to pay can deposits. With Mass, you don't pay tax, but you pay can deposit. You pay 5 cents can deposit. But liquor, there's no tax. Actually, but the thing is with taxes that people don't understand, they're just not taxing the customer. They still kind of make a price that reflects the tax. They just get taxed on the wholesale side. So you might have to pay more because taxes in your area are higher, whether it's paying taxes, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So like you're probably in an area, Dan, where they're probably raising the price on it. Yeah, so this should be fun. This is, I would like to say, before we get into any information, this is a single barrel. Single barrels. So, of course, they're trying to go for, a consistent flavor with said product. But it is a single barrel, so there might be some slight differences between us. So one person might get something else. Somebody might get something else. Somebody might like it. Somebody might not like it. It's like, Blanton's. Blanton's is a very popular single barrel. It's kind of along the same lines there. Some people don't want to do an examination and rate it because it is a single barrel and because it's so different. I know like Curiosity Public, they actually don't, for their Ultimate Spirit competition, they don't do the single barrel products because they do have a tendency to be slightly different. But yeah, this should be fun because there's 5 of us. We all purchase different prices, different areas. The one thing that I was going to say it too, I completely forgot. Does everybody just want to say their barrel number really quick?
Yeah.
Bumpy? Want to say your barrel number at the top?
Do you want us to type our barrel numbers into the chat so that because as we go around,
you do that too. But yeah, just say it quick, and then everybody, if you want to put it in the chat.
Yeah. So my barrel number is 23 C 1116.
I believe mine said, I think it's the third digit's the letter L. It's a little blurry. I think it says 23L 3907. I think it's an L, yeah.
Oh, we're all over the place.
Yeah, we're all over the place. We're gonna be all over the place.
2, 3.
Is it all 5 different ones? All right. What's yours, Dan?
22K 3799. The only thing I don't know is the first 2 digits of the year.
It must be the year.
I would imagine.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I did look up some information, but I didn't really look up.
What's so, Bamian, I don't think you said out loud what yours was.
230 C0476.
Okay.
Dude, we got C's, Bear Man.
All right, man.
Hopefully F doesn't stand for failure.
Yeah.
That's what I got. 23
Oh,
F2000. I got F2000. Mine sounds like a vacuum. Doesn't it sound like a vacuum model or something? This is the 23 F2000.
Well, does that mean that L stands for loser?
No, hopefully not.
Who has loser? Oh, Eric.
Yeah, mine with the L on it.
Bumpy had
And we all know what C stands for.
So the letter C. So apparently the lettering
Must be
stands
really good.
for the place, the month there. So A would be January.
Beerman, and Dan has K for cool with a K. I don't know.
He has K for November, I believe.
Oh, so that's what it is, the month?
Yeah, that's what some website I just found
Cool.
listed at.
So
the
we
letter,
didn't even see the
the letter C is March.
So this is bottled at 42.4% alcohol by volume or 84.8 proof. Distilled in small batches according to the Michter's pre-revolution war quality standard dating back to 1753. Anything on the back? Says, we are proud to offer you our single barrel straight rye whiskey in the Michter's tradition, hailing from one of America's first distilleries. This whiskey is made from the finest high quality American rye and matured in a hand selected charred white oak barrel. It is then further mellowed by our signature filtration. It does say bottled. There's no distilled by statement on the back. There's no age statement on the back either. It says bottled by Michter's Distillery, LLC, Louisville, Kentucky. I'm going to go on.
sorry. Dog's getting crazy.
I got something to add when you got a chance.
Yeah, I'm going to try to find the mash bill in the.
Everything I can possibly find in the world says undisclosed.
So I spent a good time trying to find this today, and a lot of it said undisclosed, but I did find on the bourbonculture.com, it says the specs for Michter's Rye Whiskey mash bill are similar to Woodford Reserve's Rye Whiskey 53-33-14. So rye, corn, and malted barley.
And then on the breakingbourbon.com website, it says NAS, but it says aged at least 4 years based on TTB regulations.
Mm-hmm.
And it says distillery sourced from an undisclosed distillery in Kentucky. The company's Michter's Distillery, so it's bottled by Michter's, but they are sourcing the product. So they're pretty much buying barrels from people, aging them. They're probably telling them, "Hey, I want this mash bill." They're they're probably buying the barrels and then aging it themselves. Yeah, you don't really know though. There's a lot of speculation and lots of information that you just don't really know because they do kind of keep a secret. Overall, we paid roughly, let's say, average, maybe like what I paid, like $40, $40 to $45. So yeah. Does everybody have a new bottle?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will say that I accidentally ripped the seal on mine, but I haven't drank any out of it.
I haven't done that, yeah.
So I accidentally ripped the seal. I went to pop it and I was like, nope, I can't drink that yet. But I do have a brand new one. But so nobody's opened this?
Nope.
No. Been very good.
Wow, okay. I think this is the first time we've had that. Let's all crack it open, pour it up, talk about the bottle, talk about the color of the whiskey. Let's do that. How's that sound?
Here's what I wanted to say really quick.
That's a weak pop.
Oh, mine sounded good.
On that bourbon culture website.
Why can you're gonna get
they say that Michter's is using expensive heated cycle warehouses. That means that every year a barrel matures, it does so at a faster rate than traditional rick houses. Heat cycling means that steam heat is pumped into the warehouses so that the whiskey never dips below 65 or 70 degrees inside the barrel. However, evaporation is higher in a heated cycled warehouse, which means less liquid to the bottle in the end, which could be why it's a little more expensive than some things. There you go. The more you know.
It definitely did not have the pop of High West. That fucking bottle is loud. That bottle is very loud. It did.
This is sounding good, man. Watch, we'll get another good one out of it. Hold on.
Get that cork wet.
Look at that. We got a real cork.
Here's the High West.
That's a real cork. All right.
No way. That sounded weak, bro.
It's got a wider top to the bottle, I think.
I don't know, man. Their bottles are really nice. I was saying the whiskey looks pretty. It's got some good color for being no age statement.
In fact, this color is very dark to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yours is darker.
And it's leaving.
Hold it up to your softbox light, Dan.
Hold up your pinky.
Yeah, it's still same dark.
It's like caramel.
This is how it is. How it looks
Well,
for me.
like copper. I would say copper, right?
Here you go.
Yeah. Rich, like a dark honey or a copper, like
honey. Yeah, honey's actually a good description there, man. Yeah, I would say more honey.
Amber maple syrup.
Of course, mine's the oldest bottle.
Looks really nice.
You know,
I got a lot of lacing.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
Wait, so does everybody have a 2023 bottle except for Dan?
Dan and somebody else, right? Or did everybody else have a 2023? Yeah.
No, yeah,
23
Dan's
here.
bottle from 2022. Aesthetics, guys. I really like the Michter's bottles. I think I'm gonna
nice legs.
Give this a good score. I don't know if I'm not gonna. I don't want to change anyone's opinion.
Yeah,
so
I can't give it a 10. I don't think.
Let's see what you think first. What do you think, Bumpy?
I'm going 9 out of 10.
Nice, Eric.
It's a really nice color of the whiskey. I mean,
I
think there's just some bottles that are out there that
Green.
look maybe a little bit more fancy than this one, even though it is kind of a unique kind of shape.
Yeah.
Fancy looking, maybe. Yeah, I guess. I kind of wish there was a slight bit more information about the inside of the bottle itself. But other than that, I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. These always stick out to people that really like the American whiskeys. These bottles always stick out as when you see it from afar, you're going to know, if you're a whiskey fan, that's a Michter's. You're going to know what that is.
Definitely.
8 out of 10.
I'm going to go 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 for me. I think it's awesome. I think the bottle's cool. I like the cork. I like the label. I like the color of it. It's just it's a cool bottle. I don't know. I like everything about it. It's cool.
Yeah.
Not quite a 10, but definitely a 9 in my opinion.
Kind of got like an old school style to it.
Yeah.
753.
Dan?
I'm gonna give it a 9. Sorry, I was reading some information here. I'm gonna give it a 9. I think the color's great. I love like the bottle, the top of the bottle, the real cork. This is talking about the thing I'm reading about the code. So basically, their code was 23D 1682, which means it was bottled April 2023. So yeah, that's how it does it. And since 2012, or they've never done a batched rye. And it wouldn't be around 2012 until they were given the code so you could identify.
Huh. That's cool.
So, and they began distilling their own whiskey in 2015 with the opening of their new distillery, which is literally a football field lengths from Brown-Forman Distillery.
Nice.
There you go.
So mine would be July, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and mine would be March.
The 7th letter, 7th month, of the alphabet.
4? Is that the 04 for mine? The C after the letter?
It is March.
It was March, like Bumpy.
3rd letter of the alphabet, 3rd month of the year.
So January, February, March.
Oh, okay.
I'm April, practically 2 months ago.
I think I'm April.
Well,
no, you're March.
When Bumpy was talking, and before Bumpy even said anything, I was going to give it a 9 too. But there's, like Eric said, man, there's not enough information on this. So let's say you don't really know much about whiskey itself. Maybe you're a new bourbon drinker. and you're paying, $40, 40, $50. I really wish I had maybe like a mash bill, age statement, something like that. So I think I'm going to agree with Eric and give it an 8 out of 10. I think that's fair. Still up there. Very awesome looking bottle. I will say it's very cool. I like the cork. Seal looks nice. They give you the barrel number, which is awesome. Michter's, I've had their toasted barrel finish, which was phenomenal. So I have high hopes for this. But yeah, I think overall, as far as aesthetics for me personally, I think
it says that it's distilled small batches according to the Michter's pre-Revolutionary War quality standards as well. So that's good information on the bottle.
Yeah, you do notice on the back of the label, it just says bottled by Michter's Distillery. That was a good point that Tanner made. They don't make a notion that they're actually distilling this.
Yeah, so it is a source product too.
I didn't realize that till you mentioned.
There's no knock against source products.
Nope, absolutely not.
Yeah, basically from 1997 to 99, it was from United Distillers. And then by 2000, they no longer had a source for their whiskey, so they turned to Julian Van Winkle. And then in 2002, when Van Winkle signed a contract with Buffalo Trace, they had to move on to Willet.
So is there any speculation on what distillery it's from?
Just said they're sourcing from Willet.
Willet?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, where does it say that?
I have an article right here from the bourbonculture.com.
Okay.
Culture. That's a good website.
Well, do you guys want to go over the nose? I see everybody's nosing it already.
I'll tell you what. Here's the thing. I started getting a nose from the bumpy because I was just sitting here holding it, and I was like,
"Nosers, guys."
There's a little bit of chocolate and bread. I'm trying to figure out. There's like a lot of subtle things going on.
A little minty.
Yeah, there's kind of a mint and like an orange.
I got like a mint cherry, like mint and cherry, and like a medicinal note.
I'm going with you on mint and cherry. Yeah.
Like a herbal floral kind of flowery.
I don't know.
I get a little bit of oak or nuttiness.
There's a lot of
little maple.
What is this again?
I get brown sugar as well.
Yeah, maybe your maple is my brown sugar and
citrus.
Or your brown sugar is my maple.
All right. Herbal caramel mint.
I get kind of a citrusy, like orange type note out of it.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Citrus. Yeah, I get citrus.
A little oak and vanilla.
There's actually a little bit of that dill in there.
Oh, I got the oak in the background. Yeah.
Dylan, get out of my glass.
I like the dill.
I don't know if I'm getting dill. That's okay.
Slight hint.
To be honest, I'm getting like a buttery cinnamon bun kind of thing.
There's a nice spice to it.
You get an earthy dirt.
It does kind of have that kind of bakery pastry kind of smell.
I got a quick hint of ethanol, but then immediately it turned into like more bakery cinnamon.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I wrote cinnamon. Yeah, cinnamon caramel. There's still some fake chocolate something going on.
This is more. So being my second rye, comparatively to the High West, this is way more pastry-esque and like sweet comparatively to the High West, where that was more herbal and botanical and just kind of.
And which one had higher ABV? This one's higher ABV, right, by a couple.
Then what?
Than the High West. High West is only 40, right?
No,
I got it right here.
Longer.
Got it, Tanner.
46.
Oh, the High West is okay.
46. This is 42.4.
So yeah, that would explain why this is more then too, maybe.
I don't know. I think this just seems like balanced. It seems balanced. It's like laid back. You get a good representation of the rye grain.
And here's the thing I remember. It's different barrels, so it's going to be slightly different.
Yeah. A little bit of that sweetness from the corn. Like I said, mine was coming off a little bit like kind of flowery, like a little bit of like earthy.
You know what? Mine comes off when you say flour, I'm going to use a different flour, like flour that you bake bread with and shit. I'm getting some of that chalkiness from that. Like that.
Is anybody getting like a slight kind of cat urine?
No.
There's no Simcoe in here.
Not really.
No.
I mean,
dog.
no,
ammonia. That could be just like the ethanol, though.
Like bready.
I was getting kind of like it was kind of like almost like a stale cat urine when I started taking
probably the ethanol. It's probably the ethanol, dude.
Okay.
It's coming out hotter than it is, I think, in the nose.
There's like a cherry almond.
I get cherry.
I said cherry.
I got
cherry.
the nutty for sure.
Cherry.
But if you've ever had what's that Amarillo, that drink Amarillo. Yeah, I'm kind of getting like
DiSerono.
Yes. Yeah. I totally. And the brown sugar's coming to me now. The little brown sugar.
Like more, I don't know. That stuff is like
amaretto.
I'm still getting stale urine too. You're saying it's ethanol.
Well, before we give out the scores for the nose, we've been just trying it out before we talk about the nose. So let's actually just drink it, everybody. Everyone ready to drink it? Cheers, everyone.
Yeah.
Cheers,
guys. Please be delicious. Appreciate you all being here. Oh man, that's clean.
Ooh. That's minty.
Really?
Somewhat softer than the other one. Spicy.
I was gonna say I got like a super soft flavor.
Dude, mine is.
I was not expecting it to be that tamed.
Clean the palate. Go again.
Mine is like.
You need some water. I'll be right back.
You ever had the Smacks cereal?
Yeah.
No.
All day. The front of it for me.
Honey
Smacks. Honey Smacks. Honey Smacks, coupled with a slight like golden grams kind of thing. But then there's that cherry almond vanilla thing going on.
I definitely see the golden grams coming up on the
cherry almond vanilla. Yeah, I like.
It's super clean. You kind of get like a cereal grain, you say?
Honey Smacks to be.
Honeycomb. Yes. Honeycomb cereal.
Mine has a distinct sweetness right on the front of the palate.
I like this.
This is good, man.
Mm-hmm.
Mine's like super like laid back. There's really not much spice to it. It's got a little bit of like a cinnamon on the back end.
Cinnamon, yeah.
I don't really get much spice. Mine's very drinkable.
Yeah. There's not a lot of burn. It doesn't like burn too much.
No, not at all.
As I let it sit here and kind of dance on the back of the tongue and stuff, like it's
dance.
Mid-tongue it burns, but that's about it. Kind of a
there is that slight floral kind of rub to it.
Yeah.
That makes you kind of know you're got a rye. But it's not
the floral aspect. So I've so with this one, right? This is Four Roses. And this is their Eric might know some about this. This is their single barrel strength, but this is their OESQ, which is a different yeast. And this yeast is like, I think it's like floral kind of berry like. But I can see like the yeast being that floral kind of flowery aspect.
This is all kinds of cherry in the back of the palate.
Yeah, but it's not medicinal.
Cherry for days.
Yeah, it's not coming off medicinal. Like a lot of times with cherry, I'll get that cherry Robitussin. It's more just like a bit of like a cherry with a seed.
It's like the it's like the cherry like the liquid of the cherries in the jar.
Oh, you think it's maraschino?
Kind of a cherry deal, yeah.
You guys are I don't know if it's
almost more grenadine.
Cinnamon.
I don't know if it's like the power of you guys saying it, but go smell it and think chocolate cherry like the
I did write chocolate, so think chocolate.
Okay. So
oh yeah, definitely.
That's what I wrote. I'm sticking with that. Yeah.
So last week after work, I watched a couple of movies, and I had some Jack and Cokes, but I was putting Marciano cherries in it.
That sounds good.
And pouring some of the syrup in there.
What did you just call him? What was that? Was that the name of an actor? What did you just say? What did you call him?
Marciano cherry.
Maraschino?
Marciano.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Marciano. Yeah, he's a boxer. Maraschino cherries, Tanner.
Well, it depends on if you're.
Thank you, Eric. Wait, how was it?
It depends on if you're Middle Eastern or not.
How did you pronounce it?
Marciano.
Marciano.
That sounds Italian. Marciano. Yeah, that sounds Italian.
Yeah, you know what he puts in his hot cocoa. He puts a marshmallow.
I have what are they? The hard cherries. They're like 10% alcohol by volume.
The boozy cherries are right.
Yeah, maraschino cherries.
Coming from someone whose accent is so strong, they had to put an apostrophe at the end of Duncan. Duncan.
Oh, jeez.
This is
I'm thinking
this is the whiskey.
He's going in
rye that I think like somebody that's kind of new to it could kind of appreciate because it doesn't come off like super.
Oh my
strong.
God, the nose is opening up. This is really good. I never knew how.
If I made a drink with this, and you added like some grenadine and just you could make a cherry bomb out of this.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I see that. I can see that.
Does everybody want to do their nose? Does everyone want to talk about their nose?
I gave it a 16. The nose.
I'm up there, man. I might even go a little bit higher than that.
I give it a 16 for the nose too.
Very reminiscent of the Wild Turkey 101 on the nose.
I'm going to agree
bakery, cinnamon, but like soft. It's gotten softer on the nose. It's not like super punchy. Some rice are like punch you in the face. It kind of has. I know the Wild Turkey 101 is a bourbon, but it kind of has that subdued, like balanced, laid back bakery cinnamon spice. It smells really good.
Actually, since you mentioned that chocolate cherry note, and I keep smelling that now too. I'm gonna bump my nose up to 17.
I'll be right there with you, Bumpy. Cheers, man.
17. It needs to sit in the glass to really get rid of some of the alcohol notes, even though it's not a big ABV, but it definitely, once you go back to the aroma, there's definitely some more things to pick out. Caramel, vanilla, mint, cherry, lots of cinnamon and spice. Oak, faint chocolate, lightly bready. Comes off with a bit more alcohol than I like. I'm going to stick with the 16, but I get where that 17 is coming from.
I do enjoy there's still overall slightly buttery note to it too.
I'm just struggling to find like the big rye notes even in the taste here.
Yeah.
The taste is kind of pedestrian for a rye.
It's got a little bit of that rye bite going down the throat, just a touch, but
to me, this comes off like,
that's where it is.
Like some sort of crazy hybrid between a wheated bourbon and a rye.
With the soft
more towards bourbon. Yeah, it's just I'm not complaining about it.
It's a sweeter. This is definitely a sweeter rye.
Like, and I love wheated. I love wheaters because they're sweet. I adore that. I'm really digging this so far.
Sorry, I gotta take my.
Did Beerman give the nose?
Absolutely not. He's got to deal with that crazy ass dog.
Those dogs feeling nuts.
He gave.
I'm gonna give the nose 17. I really like the overall. I really like the overall. It smells really good, dude. I'm getting cherry as it opens up to the world a little bit. I'm getting more of that cherryish, like walnut. That's kind of nice. Yeah, flavor. Oh, we didn't do flavor yet. Sorry.
Cheers, man. Yeah, I got 17. I think
he's got to pee. I'll be right back. Shit.
Yeah, no worries, man. Dan, what do you think?
I'm sticking with a 16 on the nose. It smells really great and everything, but I'm kind of overwhelmed on the singularity of the pastry effect.
The spice, yeah.
I wish there was just a little bit more complexity on the nose.
I can see that.
While it's enjoyable to nose, and I could sit there and nose it, I still would like that extra added layer. So that's why I'm at 16.
I still don't know what to give this taste. I'm like struggling to find rye in its taste, except for what Bumpy said. You know, when it goes down, which the finish would be where the rye kind of comes back into play, or more into play.
No flavor.
Yeah, this doesn't. I mean, I wouldn't put roast. Not roast.
In the kennel.
Good.
I wouldn't put corned beef with this.
No.
It's almost got the spiciness of. Have you guys ever had birch soda, birch beer?
Yeah.
Instead of root beer, birch beer. Almost that little spiciness that birch beer has.
Or sarsaparilla.
Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense. Now that you say that, there's even like a gingery thing now that I can see it. Now,
but it's way late on the back end.
Yeah,
and again, like I don't know how much variance there is between all the different barrels. I would think you're going to have a common undertone of taste and all that, but there's going to be maybe some higher, some lower on like sweetness, spiciness, all that stuff.
I wrote something down. I think I'm sticking to it. I like it. I think the nose is a little bit better.
Yeah.
But the flavor is still really good.
See, I'm the opposite.
Really?
Who wants to go first on flavor?
I have no idea what to rate it. I never know what to rate taste.
You might sell me though, Dan. You might sell me. Yeah, I don't know yet.
I like the smoothness of this. It's so nice. It goes down so neat. It was so easy. It's flavorful.
You guys feel like it's a little? It's not as like rich. I feel like it's not as rich as some other ryes we've had. I want a little bit more. I want a little bit more out of it.
Now, what do you mean by rich though?
Like you can kind of tell it's like 42%. You can kind of tell it's in that 40.
Yeah,
to 40.
but it also doesn't beat up like
if it was like 45. If it was 45, it would just have a little bit more to. I don't know. It just have a little bit more to it.
Like I have a little bit of a canker sore, and this one's not burning my canker sore.
This is. This is my mouth too. I think I know where I stand as far as my overall analysis of this. I think the flavor is pretty good. I think it is a little laid back. It's 42.4%. This is a really good bottle of whiskey where you could give to somebody who is not super familiar with rye. Maybe they've had ryes in the past. They've been kind of bolder. You'd be like, oh, try this one. It's an experience. It's unique, but it's kind of laid back. It's a kind of subdued. It's not as bold and in your face like some other ryes we've had in the past. But I think as far as mouthfeel finish, I think that's where I'm gonna talk it up a little bit more. But I gave it a 16 out of 20 for the flavor.
You know what I think this kind of reminds me of, because I've had it one time. It kind of reminds me a bit of the Whistle Pig 6.
And I'm gonna pour up a little bit more too,
because that was one of the first whiskeys I could drink without going.
Or no more, Dan?
Because of alcoholic flavors.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, that's what it's drinkable.
I like 18.
You're right. 18.
I just like that it's not. It only gets you right here. It's like you had a little cinnamon gum, and it burns your tongue a little, but it's smooth all around and goes down kind of smooth. It's not all like burny.
I can see this being like for some people who have like maybe like 20 ryes under their belt.
Yep.
This is unique. But as far as like flavors, like if we were to rate ryes, like of course the ABV on these are higher, but like this Clyde Mays single barrel rye,
Oh yeah.
104 proof. The flavor on this, it's so rich, and then you got the Willet. Bumpy wasn't really a big fan of this.
Yeah, the Willet was rough. That was a rough one.
This is probably a 60. It's like 68. It actually might be 69. $69 bottle. One of my favorites right now. This Willet Rye, but they do vary.
That Willet has a huge bite on it, which is funny because if Michter's is being produced by Willet, then
that's true. Yeah, this is might be good, dude. This is really, really good. Maybe that's why I like the flavor on the.
They're produced by Willet or Willet? Michter's.
We're reporting from what we can find on the internet.
Dan said on the internet there's speculation that it's from Willet Distillery, but it's not actually said to the public like, hey, it's from Willet. It's just
I will post.
It's undisclosed. They don't tell anybody.
Here, I'm posting in the live stream comments for anyone that cares to read the article. Failed to report, so I'll put it in the private chat. So taste for me, and Eric, did you want to go for Bumpy?
I'm really conflicted on where to go on the taste here. I end up writing, let's see, your dark cherry tannins. I wrote sweet up front, almond, vanilla, caramel, Luxardo cherry all day in the back of the palate, dark cherry tannins, gingery spice, herbal minty rye notes are minimal here. Oak on the tail end. I'll give that 16, same as the aroma. I don't find quite as much. I found more chocolate and light bready, almost like the doughy malt.
That's where. See, if I got that chocolate note that you're naming, or you're calling out, I think I would like a little bit more. I'm not really getting that. So there's that difference. There's a slight difference that Eric's getting. I'm not really getting. Mine's been very kind of like, I was getting char. You said char. I'm definitely getting char. And mine's very like subdued, like citrus, very clean, sweetness from the corn. There's a little bit of that like peppery bakery spice from the rye. But I wish I kind of got like a little bit of that like richer, like maybe like a chocolate throw in there. If I was getting that, I think mine would be up higher. I'm sorry, Eric. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I'm good. I'm good with that. Yeah. My main, I mean, there is some spicy thing. I know it's a gingery spice. I forget how we came up with that, but gingery, yeah, definitely. I think when we get to finish is where we're all going to be ending up talking about the rye as the characteristic there. But in this taste, it's just sweet up front, and then you get some oaky, and it's sweet. It's sweet, and then you kind of get some kind of spice before it goes to oak on the tail end. I'm just kind of a little, even though I gave it a little better than average, I think I just wish there was more of a rye spice. If you're going to tell me this is a rye, is all. But that's my main complaint, I guess. But otherwise, this is I don't know if it's unique, but they're definitely easy, approachable flavors in this bottle for sure. Yeah, 16.
Yeah. It doesn't have. Like it has a citrusy note. It doesn't have that citrusy sparkle like the Rye 101, the Wild Turkey Rye 101. That had that like the sparkle. That had a bite to it, and it was like citrus, and then it was like a firecracker on the tongue with citrus sparkle. So it doesn't have that. This is definitely more mellowed and more tamed, sweeter. It's definitely on the more kind of bakery side, getting the kind of cherry notes coming through. A bit of like, to me, it's kind of like a little bit of a slight black cherry mixed with a Marciano cherry. I'm sure we can all say it any way we want to. It's very easy to drink. I was thinking drinking this one because, like, I try to get some people to enjoy whiskey with me in my household. Nobody will. But this is one that maybe I could give somebody a little sip and maybe they won't find it too bad. I like it. But we've had some pretty standout rise as well already. I'm going to give this one a 16 out of 20 for the flavor.
It's fair.
Are we frozen?
No.
Beer
Man, you want to go?
Oh yeah, no, I was we're on flavor.
Yeah.
So Eric was saying ginger, and that stood out to me. There's ginger in the beer I just brewed, and I had to have a little sip of it. I wanted to kind of like see if that was like would go with it, and it really kind of melds in with what I'm tasting. So it's kind of nice to get that ginger. It's definitely a ginger almond kind of cherry woodiness to it. It's in that spicy menthol thing. It's it's got a great flavor. I can see where you're going, like on the thinner side, as far as like what we've had over the month. It's a little less. It's a little more relaxed. But I like that. It's actually kind of it's dangerous in a way, you know, because you can just keep going. But I gave it a 17. I did 18, and then I was like, nah, let's knock it back a bit.
You said nutty, and I was getting like a slight hint of nuttiness, but it wasn't really prominent enough to say like, hey, I'm getting like
almond.
Like you said, like almond. Yeah, it was like it was a slight hint of that. So what was mine? We're all from
slight pepper, maybe.
Yeah, mine was 4 months. Mine was barreled 4 months or bottled 4 months from the one that you had. You had but even if you had C, same month, you still had a fairly different range of barrel as far as bumpy. Bumpy, do you get any so Beerman had the 476 barrel, I would assume, in March. Bumpy has the 1,116 barrel in March. Bumpy, do you get any of that nuttiness that Beerman's talking about?
I was getting it in the nose.
Okay.
Yeah, more so in the nose than on the palate, I would say. But it's
No.
I mean, if I try to contribute that, see if I can really search for it.
Amaretto nose. Amaretto.
That's what I was saying. It was that amaretto. That's what I was saying. It was kind of that almond,
fair,
cherry note in the nose.
So the only one that really might be kind of different is because it's literally was from a different season, like different year, different temperatures, different fluctuation, throughout the year. Sure. Is Dan, because he had his was bottled in 2022, right? Bottled,
or it was barreled then.
No, it wasn't barreled 2022.
It says barrel number on it.
Yeah, but if it was barreled in 2022, it would be less than 2 years old.
Well, that's ours would be less.
It's the year it was bottled.
That's the year it was bottled, right, Dan?
Yeah.
Okay, so Dan still has barrels that are from a different year than us, is what I'm trying to say. And our barrels were probably in the warehouse at the same time, or closer as far as, we're all the same year. You guys kind of get what I'm saying?
Where the wood was sourced from, probably.
So the wood, yeah, exactly. The years of aging is different with Dan's because it's obviously something that was earlier. So we might have slight different variations in whiskey because a lot of people don't realize, whiskey has a lot to do with temperature and the environment. And, like some winters are worse. Some winters are better. Some summers are hot. Some summers are cooler. So there's definitely a little bit of a difference.
Well, what I read earlier was that they're using heat cycled warehouses, so the whiskey is never dipping below 65 or 70 degrees inside the barrel.
Oh, so it's controlled.
They're controlling it, and because they're controlling it at Michter,
that totally annihilates
there's a
everything.
higher evaporation that's happening in that warehouse and in those.
So there's a little bit more of a consistency. So that's how they're creating that consistency.
Because there's more of a evaporation that's happening because of regulating the temperature, that can very well cause a couple of dollars more for a bottle than it normally might have if they weren't using it.
So the weather, I guess we could say, doesn't have any insight of
if that's accurate though.
Contribution to the whiskey chain.
Every information we've gotten so far tonight is from a third party.
But every barrel has different chemical reactions when it comes to flavor.
Sure does.
And if you're getting a single barrel, you're going to get those slight differences rather than them taking a bunch of barrels that were in the same room, dumping them together in this big giant vat or whatever it is, this big giant container, and then they're all bottling it.
They blend it.
Yeah, then they're blending it. Yeah, exactly. So this is a single barrel. They're taking one barrel that, like Eric said, so they have some type of control. So that's good that we kind of went over that. I describe, it could be different depending on where the warehouse or the rick house is, and like the temperature, of course, has a big impact on that. And if they do have a temperature controlled rick house, then you could have a more consistent product.
But the rick house is in New Jersey.
But also you got to remember too, rick houses. So it usually goes. There's barrels on the bottom. There's barrels on the top. There's all these different floors. Some floors, the temperature is a lot higher at the top of the rick house rather than the bottom of the rick house. So you could have a rick house that's set for 65 degrees Fahrenheit, and the bottom will be 65, because that's the set temperature. But then the top could be 75 because heat rise. There's all different variations. It's
in these rick houses. Do you think they've ever found a barrel full of monkeys?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember that game? Wasn't that from Toy Story?
Well, it wasn't from Toy Story.
The red monkeys.
Yeah, that was a what is it? Something Bros.
Probably the 80s or 70s it came out.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. I remember I had a Toy Story toy, and it had the monkeys, and there were the red monkeys in there in the barrel.
Yeah, in the blue barrels.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was a game. You throw them and you try to hook them onto the barrel. Grab each other's hands.
That's right.
There was another really cool board game I saw the other day. Well, not a board game. There was another really cool game where it's a penguin and he's in the center, and it's all these squares. So it's like 20 squares in this little board game, right? It's all 20 squares, and there's a penguin in the middle, right? And you take turns knocking out squares, and whoever drops the penguin loses. It's like break the ice, I think it's called.
Oh yeah.
So cool, dude. It's cool. It's like and then we have
Mousetrap.
There's a present one. I forgot what the name of it is, but it's like a board game where everybody has like 5 presents, and there's like a little thing where you shoot back and you fling the presents into the sleigh, and you want to get rid of your presents and then get into the sleigh as your character. So it's a board game, and you go around, you roll the dice, and it'll be like, oh, toss 2 presents, and you have to try to toss the presents. It's cool. It's a nice little board game. Board games recently have been getting up there. My mom has an actual SpongeBob, eels, and escalators.
Can we please get back on topic? Let's keep this professional.
I never did my flavor score.
Yeah.
I was talking about board games. Sorry. There's actually Eric knows Scotch Test Dummies. Bart has an actual board game channel.
Oh, does he really? That's the first I've heard of that. I got better look that.
You know that? Oh yeah, yeah. Bart from Scottsdale. There, he's like a retired police officer.
I think Dan found some more information on something.
What you got, Dan?
I'm just playing a video game.
Oh shit.
What are we on, Dan? So you gave your flavor? Did you say
no,
that?
I didn't. I tried, and then we kept
the board
going.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Dan. All right, Dan. The spotlight is on you.
18.
18.
Oh, nice, dude.
Wow, that's pretty. That's up there.
I was gonna talk
I don't
about
know
it.
if I gave mine or not. I gave it a 16. I think.
Talk about it. What do you mean? Who cares? What do we? Are you in a rush? Let me know what you think. What do you think? Why do you give it an 18? You give it the highest score. What do you think?
Because for me, in my barrel, this thing is super sweet up front. It has so many weeded qualities. It's a heavy chocolate, cherry, vanilla, like almond bomb. But then like slowly after you get that immense sweetness, you get this kind of subtle drying of an oak. And it kind of translates into like you ever make your own homemade mac and cheese and you got to make your roux. So you cook your flour with the butter. You kind of get that kind of doughy aspect. And then on the back end, you get a little bit of spice, almost similar to that birch beer I brought up. It's not like crazy like rye, but you got enough of that spice. But dude, the chocolate and cherry in this, it's like blowing my mind. Like I'm just like, I keep pouring more. And the drinkability of it, because it's a lower ABV, like I know it may be a detriment to other people, the low ABV, but to me, I'm all about it. There's hardly any ethanol. There's no like burn. It's just so super smooth. I'm digging it, man.
Okay.
I'm just all about it. 18 all day for me.
I went 18 on mine. Sorry, I moved it up. Yep.
Now here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. Let me preface my statement by saying this is only the second rye I've ever had. So maybe I'm that subtle rye guy. Maybe I don't want that true rye. You know what I mean? Maybe I want that hybrid of a little less rye with just a little bit, rather than all rye up in your dome.
That's straight. Okay.
Rye or die.
Pretty
Nice.
much.
I like it. I like the description. Nice.
Gooney's never done.
Yeah, I can see this being really good. Like I said, you have a bottle that's from the year before ours. You know, not weather, because like Eric said, you know, it could have just been a better batch of what they had that year. Moving on to mouthfeel. What do you guys think about the mouthfeel?
It's not the thickest, but it does have a little bit of it's got a nice smoothness to it, I feel.
A little thin.
It's not like super thin, I don't think. But
here's the thing though, it's thin, it's slightly thinner, but it also has a really good drinkability. Like I'm on my second pour. And I might have a third pour by the time this.
I think that's what's going to jack that finish up.
Not really pouring that much
versus the mouthfeel.
Yeah, I'll just throw out my mouth.
Thin, silky, and dry.
Yeah, I
gave it sort of
a 15 out of 20 for my mouthfeel.
All right.
It works for what this is offering on the palate.
That's fair.
And the ABV.
All right. Sweet.
And it leaves nice, sexy curtains.
All the sexy curtains.
Leaves.
Fragile. It must be Italian. Remember the leg?
I wrote dark cherry tannic feel.
Grapes.
I got a dark cherry tannic feel and a medium mouth feel. Leaves a sweet coating in the mouth. 16.
16.
I was trying to figure out how to describe this. I wouldn't say it's creamy, nor would I say it doesn't coat in any way. I think there is some coating to the mouthfeel. It doesn't get to all the different spots in the gums, but there definitely is I would say medium, and there's a tannic quality. I don't know how to describe that, if that's more of a taste thing or if that's more of a mouthfeel. Sometimes when you get bigger red wines, you can get that dark fruity tannic kind of a quality, and I'm getting a little bit of that, more than just a little bit of that from the Michters here. So if you really like that stuff that I talk about, you actually might be a person that rates it a little bit higher.
Nice.
So 16.
Nice. Awesome, Eric. Cheers, bro.
Boom.
Beer man, what you think? What do you think over there?
As far as mouthfeel, I would say definitely not viscous or thick, syrup wise or anything like that. Kind of a watery silkiness, dry, somewhat tannic, but it's not like totally bad at all. It's like it's the perfect thinness with all this nice robust flavor. Some of the flavors are it's I don't know, it's just like really comes through like in the finish, in the middle of the mouth, in the beginning. It's just got this really nice like complexity for a thinner one, let's say, or a thinner rye. From what I've tried anyway this month. It's easy to take back. Definitely drying, in the mouthfeel. But I mean, it seems like that's kind of like what ryes are all about. They kind of have that dry kind of minty as far as flavor goes. But like, I don't know. I'm going with I'm gonna go with 17 on the mouthfeel. 17 on, yeah.
Nice. It's a good score.
Yeah.
What do you think, Dan?
I'm battling inner demons over here.
Yep, I believe it.
Mouthfeel. Okay, so I'm really trying to separate mouthfeel and flavor and finish, because I feel like
Cheers,
all very different, but the total package works. That's why I'm kind of battling it. Mouthfeel, I gotta give it a 15. It's just the flavor's there, the finish is there, but just like the actual mouthfeel, it's a 15. I realize it's 84 proof. I realize that. So I'm not going to go too hard on it. But it's slightly watery. Yeah, that being said, it works though.
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel like the 15 is indicative of it working, but yet being a little thin. To me, it's like, you ever get like a 5.5% hazy IPA or a 6% hazy IPA?
If you really want to drink a good amount of this, sit and sip on this. Maybe you don't want like a super, super, super rich, thick mouthfeel.
Yep.
And that was kind of like we were talking about today with the New England that me and Josh had. Like, now that I'm getting older, a couple of years ago, I really liked the super hop saturated, thick New England IPAs. And now I want the ones that are a little bit more laid back. I want the ones that are a little bit more crushable. I'm going to buy a 4-pack of the ones that have a little bit less viscosity, a little bit more citrusy than tropical. It seems like the citrusy ones are a little bit more drinkable. But, it doesn't that's not to say that I'm not going to buy a whiskey that's 56%, 60%. There's times to sip on those. Something like this is a really good bottle of whiskey. It's not too high in ABV to bring to a share, to hang out with people and just be like, hey, I got this bottle of Michter's. It's a rye. We could all kind of sip on it. It's not super high ABV. It's not super strong. It's a little bit more laid back.
And it's not super expensive, realistically.
It's not super expensive. This is a really good bottle of whiskey to bring to an event where, like, you were to get together with people and friends. The flavor is not too bold. It's not too strong. Maybe some people are a little bit sensitive to the ryes. Maybe they don't want too big of a bold spice and that big punch, and they want something a little bit more laid back. You could have a couple beers on the side and have a glass or two. And this is mouthfeel is there. And you said 15, and to be honest with you, I think I'm going to be the odd man out, and I'm going to give it a 14 out of 20. With that being said, I like it. I do like it. I think that this is a good whiskey. This is the part of the whiskey that I'm not. I gotta grade it correct. I can't give this a 18 for me personally, because I've had some stuff that's 60% with this like super thick, rich mouthfeel. It's 42.4. It's a really, as far as like, I know we're not there yet, but value, I think that this is definitely priced correctly, I could say. Moving on to finish, we'll start with Bumpy. What do you think, Bumpy? What do you think about the finish?
I think the finish is quite excellent on this. If you don't like to have your throat burnt and your palate just totally like singed because it's such a high alcoholic burn, this one's real nice. The rye spice, that's where that kicks up, I feel, is when you kind of have that swallow. That's where you really get that kind of, oh, there's a rye or ginger, whatever. But there's that kind of spicy kick that goes down the palate, but it's still not, or down the throat, but it's still not like, it's not ending your drinking night. It is easy. This is my third pour of it already tonight. It's easy to keep going back to. It's got a long lingering flavor too. That's the other thing. It doesn't just fall off. It kind of amps up with the spiciness and stuff on the tail end. And then you go back in to do the start to get to that finish. Again, I'm going to give it an 18 out of 20 for the finish.
Ooh, nice. There you go. Yeah. Before we move on to Eric, I will say that, yeah, it seems like everybody's really enjoying this. Is anybody disappointed tonight?
No.
I'm a little disappointed, I guess. Really? I mean, we'll get to overall scores and stuff.
You're on you. You're on you.
I'm thinking for a rye, like I'm going to be taking for a little bit of a ride, and I'm being taken on a nice car ride on a Sunday afternoon, which is sometimes really nice to do that too.
So to clarify, Bumpy, Beerman, and Dan, you guys are all fairly new to this. It's fair to say, right? Bumpy, like a year, maybe year and a half. All three of you guys, maybe
right around a year. Yeah, right around a year of
drinking whiskey. So I know Eric. Eric, how long have you been drinking whiskey?
I've not been drinking ryes that long at all, but I don't know. It's got to have been on and off probably the last
longer than me, probably
7-6 years, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're right around where I'm at. I've been drinking whiskey for right around like 7 years myself. Yeah, I could see that. For you're a whiskey fan, you're a rye fan, you pay that dollar mark. I could see you wanting to expect a little bit more out of it.
That being said, if we're talking about finishes here, I was between 16 and 17. I think I'm going to go, I don't know. I guess I'm going to go with the 17 on that. I tend to find this is where you really start to know, for me at least, this is where you really start to notice the rye aspect of the whiskey. And I think Bumpy was mentioning it where when it kind of goes down the throat is when you're really noticing more of the rye, kind of more of a spicy, mintier aspect. There is an oaky dryness there. The cherry still remains, and I may have added a little bit too much water to see what water did to the whiskey. And I noticed a dark baker's style of a chocolate came out when you added water. So that was kind of interesting. So 17. That is the best part of this whole whiskey, is definitely that finish, that that if I were to be blindfolded, either I would have thought that when I finished the whiskey, I would have thought that either that's a high rye bourbon or a rye with that kind of finish. Just the upfront flavors in the mouthfeel didn't really scream rye until the finish. So good on you with the finish there, yeah.
Nice.
I think. So
well, finish for me. What you feel after if it kicks up something nice towards the when you're taking it down. The finish I got was like cherry, almond, amaretto-ish, kind of minty, drying but still punctual with flavor, easy going but with depth, sticks around a bit. Kind of it does dry off in the throat. It's not hot and spicy peppery wise. It's easy to it just kind of drizzles down, dries off, and goes away, and just makes you want to have some more. Definitely dangerous. Finish, I would give the finish an 18. I thought it was awesome. It was easy to take. I mean, it just felt so good. I don't know. I feel good right now, dude. I'm starting to get buzzed. Sorry. This feels really good. It's a good rye, man. It's good. Cheers. Never mind me.
Much like you, beer man, it hits me right in the loins, and
ouch.
I was at a 16, but I bumped it up to a 17, and I bumped it up to a 17 as I listened to Bumpy and Eric talk because I hadn't taken another sip, and I'm still getting a bit of that residual taste, almost like an everlasting gobstopper of like fireballs, if that makes sense. So like, no, like if you sit there and suck on a fireball, it goes from like immense, cinnamon down to that more confectionery sugar kind of aspect. But then you're getting all the residuals of everything else going on, and it's still sitting around. Like I was sitting there chugging water. I'm still like getting licks of it. Like it's there to last. It really is. It's while Eric, we're not in the valley yet, but Eric's disappointed by the rye aspect. To me, being a noob to the rye, I'm like, I'm very cool with it. So, yeah, 17.
Cool.
Super oaky dry.
Yeah, it is stringent.
Noticing that when I go back to it, the oak tannin dry thing. Which is good. Definitely a barrel.
The oak tanner.
Oak tanner.
Oh, you guys.
The Tannio.
We're on finish, right?
Yes.
Where did you just go off to?
Thinking,
and hopefully.
You looked angry at Dan there for a while.
No, I'm just thinking. This is it's pretty good. I will say, I get that nice, a little bit of that char, but it's more bakery spice forward on the finish. Nothing too crazy. Good amount of sweetness that lingers. Really not much of a boozy burn. I would leave this at like a 15 on the finish.
Okay.
Not bad. Like I said, I think the nose so far was best for me personally. Value? Moving on to value?
Yeah, I'm on.
Let's go with somebody that didn't start first yet, who has not gone first.
I'll give you my value is 8.
Nice.
8 out of 10. For me, at first I was like, man, that's a little bit pricey. But now I'm sitting here drinking it and I'm getting all the aspects out of it. And like, again, it's single barrel, so it's kind of hard to say that everyone's getting the same aspects, but like my bottle, like this juice is that it's dark. It's like cherry red. Like my bottle. Like the way it looks on my camera is the way it looks in my eye. Like it's deep, dark cherry red. And it's like, I'm telling you, there is this deep chocolate bomb mixed with this vanilla almond kind of buttery, doughy thing. And it's like to the point where I want to go back to the store I bought this at and buy another one if it's the same barrel, because I'm scared to death that down the road I'll be like, oh, I enjoyed that, and I'll buy another one and it won't be the same because it's a different barrel. Like, this is good stuff. Like, I could see myself pounding this bottle. And like, I let bottles, like all the bottles we've done, I still have every bottle we've ever reviewed. I don't really drink liquor like that. Like, I could see myself coming home and like, I want to drink more of this. It's so tasty. And like, again, I'm a weeded junkie, so like that sweetness really just bumps it up for me, and that finish is phenomenal. I can see why people maybe go apeshit over the Michter's Rye 10-year.
Oh yeah.
Because if I could say one thing about this bottle, everything it has going for it, the only thing holding it back from being like a true, like really a gem in the wild for me is the proof. If it had that bump up in the proof and just that oomph and mouthfeel, my God, this thing would be amazing, I think. But to that aspect, I gotta go back to what Eric said. For people that are rye junkies, and just like they'll be like, that's not a rye. That's not what a rye should be. I could see that. I definitely could. It's the same thing as somebody giving me, like I said, I'm gonna go back to beer, but someone giving me a triple IPA from the local brewery. I'm like, that's not triple IPA, bro. And I give them like a triple IPA from like Hop Butcher or like fucking Other Half or you know, like the mouthfeel, the everything that encompasses it. So yeah, enjoy it. It's an 8. If this was 10-year, I really want to. I don't care how much it is. I want to seek out that 10-year. I gotta try it.
Have fun with that mortgage.
All right, I'm done.
Sounds good.
There's a little barnyard hay, wet hay thing in there. I'm getting to earthy thing. Yeah, maybe
that's the cat piss.
Cat piss. All right, then I got cat piss.
See, I can see when you, instead of cat piss, when you said stale urine. Maybe I could get that a little bit more though. Stale urine.
Yeah, stale urine.
Only because my 4-year-old and the diapers and stuff. I'm like stale urine. You know.
Probably ethanol. Whatever pneumonia is.
Oh, yeah, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, because pneumonia is what is the dominant.
Pneumonia is being ill.
Yeah,
ammonia.
Yeah, ammonia. You know what I meant.
No, Marciano,
Jerry.
Yeah, wasn't he the quarterback for the Dolphins?
No. Dan Marciano.
That's Marcus Mariota. Wait a minute, that was a whole nother
Marcus Maraschino.
Yeah, Marino.
Well, I mean, I'll jump right in. Dan gave the same value I gave at 8, so I'll just say that.
Yeah,
nice. Good score.
And I gave it that because like I didn't know what to expect. I've been wanting to do this rye whiskey since even before we did rye. I wanted to try this whiskey. There's something about it that just jumped out to me. I don't know if I have you shared any Michters with me when I went over your place? For some reason, Michters was sticking out to me.
Oh, really? I don't know that.
And Tanner, you're muted, so if you're trying to talk to anybody, we can't hear you.
Maybe the toasted. Did you share the toasted barrel bottle there with Bumpy there, Tanner?
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yes.
So for some reason there was Michters I like had on the mind. Like I saw it and it was like I want to buy that. I want to get that. So that's why I kind of pushed for it and during this rye January thing. So not knowing what to expect from the flavors realistically, I was pleased that I'm really enjoying this. Like it's got some of it doesn't have the best overall ratings for everything, but it's got some.
I had you try the Michter's toasted barrel.
I don't know. Have you had any other Michters in your house?
No, but I had you try this.
That's the only Michters I can think of. That's why I
I
brought
had
that
you try
one.
the Elijah Craig toasted barrel.
So
Yeah.
no, you haven't tried Michters.
No, it
then.
wasn't me talking about the toasted barrel. That was Eric.
Dude,
That's the only Michters I know that you have that Bumpy could have possibly tried at your house before.
Oh no, I have toasted barrel
For
right
whatever reason, the Michters was
Oh.
sticking out. It was like I saw it on the shelf and I'm like, ooh, I really want to try that. Maybe it was the bottle. Maybe the bottle just everything.
Yeah.
One last thing that I kind of secretly judge, and it's a really cool thing, and I know Bumpy does too. The next day, I cannot wait to smell this glass.
Oh, you smell the glass without rinsing it out. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't rinse it on purpose.
That's when you get all the chocolates and all that stuff that you don't normally get. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, dude, don't rinse that glass when you're done, beer man. Just leave it the next day and just smell it after it's dried and
morning
everything.
when you get up,
It's
smell it.
amazing.
Nice.
Did Dan gave the value, right? Did anybody else? Is what
Bumpy did as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give a value. Seems like I'm shitting all over this whiskey, which is actually far from the truth. I give this a 7 out of 10. Now, I'm an anomaly where the sale price in a local town next to me was $33.99. That's an anomaly right there. I know Dan's foaming at the mouth. 33, but yeah, I mean, even at an average of 40 where I'm at, still a pretty good deal for it's a very well put together whiskey. And I won't give my overall score right now, but overall, it is a very balanced whiskey. There's not one thing that's dominating over the other. I still think there's a lot of value to what you're getting out of this bottle, and it can be utilized for sipping purposes. It can certainly be utilized in your cocktail. It's got versatility, and again, with versatility, there is the balance of flavor, so you're not sacrificing something over the other with this bottle. I don't think so. I think 7 it's a minimum of a 7. If you wanted to go up to at least an 8, I could understand that. Absolutely.
In my mind, I just picture you galloping out of the liquor store with a ski mask on, with a bottle saying, "Ha, suckers!"
Oh, it's this thing.
Yeah. I valued mine at an 8, even though I paid more than you guys. It was worth it.
You mean Dan paid the most, beer man?
Oh yeah, he did.
He still paid a lot of money there in Oregon.
Yeah, I mean, compared to what you guys paid for the general overall price, and for the quality of it, I thought it was very good and deserves at least an 8, at least.
Yep. But here's the thing: when I say value, I'm judging it on what the whiskey is marked at, not the New York State taxes.
Yep.
Right.
It's not fair to judge it.
No, that's good.
Yeah, that's fair.
See, we have no taxes, so I paid $49.
Was everybody giving their rating on value?
Yes.
Except for you, big guy.
Yep.
8 out of 10.
Whap.
Nice.
$41, single barrel. Very super soft flavor profile. Super drinkable. Crushable.
I can't believe none of us mentioned that.
The crushability
and the value. Think about it. Any other whiskey, you'd be like single barrel whiskey. Oh yeah,
Oh, single, yeah, it's true.
Yeah, single barrel. It's a solid product.
Yeah.
Could be higher ABV.
Yeah.
I think if they brought this up to a 45, I would like a little bit more.
Well, I think that's the 10-year. I think
might even give it at 9, but as far as value, they're very secretive when it comes to their information.
Yeah, on this one, yeah.
Total score, I'm at an 83.
Tally mine up.
I should go last.
I feel like this one did pretty good.
My total score was also an 83.
Yeah, let me go last.
Mine was an 87.
What was your score, Tanner?
78.
What?
He said 78.
Oh, let me do it.
78?
Yeah, let me tally it up one more time.
Okay.
Did you miss one of the 6
No, 78
things that we read?
Okay. 78, 8 out of 10 for aesthetics, 17 out of 20 for the nose, 16 out of 20 for the flavor, 14 out of 20 for the mouthfeel, 15 out of 20 for the finish, 8 out of 10 for the value, averaging out or totaling out to 70 out of 100.
Oof.
16.
All right, Eric.
Let me double check.
Might have been the lowest.
What did I do wrong here? So I'm just double checking my number here.
Here comes Eric. I gave it a 50.
No, I didn't do that.
I gave it a 0.
Let me do this. Why am I fucking this up? 16.
I gave it higher than the wild turkey, so
16.
what's the not higher than the Elijah Craig? I don't think.
I think I gave. I think
my personal highest.
Looks like I ended up with an 80.
Actually, no. I gave the
Plus 80.
I gave this
divided by 5 with an average of 82.2.
So 82.
That was a winner right there for the month.
Yeah.
Just nudging out Elijah Craig, right? At 81.
Was it 81? Wow.
I'm
That
thrilled.
was a good one.
I'm thrilled to have the bottle.
Elijah Craig was 80, Bobby.
Oh, 80.
Which was also a very good ride.
80. Bullet 95 was 63. Old Overhaul was 63.
That makes sense.
High West Double Rye was 75 out of 100. And the Michter's Single Barrel Rye pretty much
82.
Won the month. What does that compare to Wild Turkey 101?
It's pretty close.
I like the High West better, but that's just me.
I think Wild Turkey 101 was like 78.
Wild Turkey 101 was 79.
Oh, wow.
Russell's Reserve is anything beat Russell's Reserve at 81?
This did.
No.
Came in at 82.
Oh,
Yep.
this was an 82.
This is the highest scored ever.
Ah, good thing I'm on that panel. All right, cool.
Ever.
Nice.
I don't have some of your scores written down for a couple of the whiskeys you did, but
Wild Turkey 101 I gave 80. And then the Russells I gave an 82. This I gave a 78.
You're pretty consistent though.
Yeah. This is the top dog.
Wow, I would have never seen that.
One to be dethroned. Shit.
I don't.
That's huge.
Next week, tequila review. No.
Hey, what, all right, Tanner. Well, we'll talk about it off air. I got a question off air.
Yeah. Overall, 82 out of 100. That's a really solid score. Michter's on top. Beating out Russell's. Russell's was like $40 too. So I mean, it's fair. Makes sense.
You have to have some Russells.
Final thoughts, shout outs, whatever you guys want to do.
I guess I'm here right next to you, so I'll go. I don't have anybody in mind to shout out. I'll shout out Kettleheads. There you go. Go check out Chris from Kettleheads. He does shorts. Likes to grill on his Weber grill. He shows what beer he's drinking and what he's cooking on the grill. So very easy to watch his shorts that he puts out. So check him out. It's Kettleheads Barbecue and Beer. And on my channel, I got my beer reviews I'm putting out. I don't have any videos edited for the upcoming week, so I'll have to get to that hopefully tomorrow. So maybe have something out by Wednesday and maybe put another thing out for Friday. But trying to get a couple beer reviews out a week anyways. And then I have my frozen pizza reviews that I'm doing. I don't have any frozen pizza in my freezer right now. So I really, really want to get to Tombstone. So I'm going to make an effort probably to hit up Walmart, because that's the only place I seem to find Tombstone right now. And just grab a nice cheap $3 Tombstone pizza, or whatever it is. It's right around $2 to $3, so it won't break my bank. And try to sneak a review in. So that's that. That's what's happening on my channel. And I want to congratulate Alex the Beer Master as well.
Oh yeah,
for becoming monetized. At least the partial monetization, the first tier.
Yeah.
The first. Cheers. Glad that we got to the Michters. I'm glad we could squeeze that in, and I look forward to next dry or rye January. Anyways, there's some more ryes out there that we didn't tackle. There's a lot more ryes out there we didn't tackle.
Oh yeah, not just 4 of them.
Cheers.
Cheers, Sam. Cheers, Dave John.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers, Bill Pete.
I guess I'll go next. Sure, why not? Again, like I said, my final thought is I actually was pretty surprised that I gave this an 80. That was a pretty good score for what it sounded like I was rating it at. But very balanced whiskey overall. Like I said, there's a lot. I do absolutely believe that there's a lot of versatility with this particular bottle. And if you're anywhere near the town of Norfolk, Massachusetts, Norfolk Wine and Spirits, $33.99. Go get you some. So for me, I do the wild card Wednesday. I'm gonna have my I haven't told him yet, but I'm gonna need co-host Alex the Beer Master to host that show on Wednesday. We got to move around the Oxblood Forge band practice. That's the other thing that I do outside of working YouTube. If you like heavy metal, Iron Maiden, doomy stoner metal, Black Sabbath, go check out Oxblood Forge wherever you stream music and on Bandcamp. And other than that, go and check out the Tequila Hombre. I'm getting into tequila and agave spirits, so go check that guy out for all those things. And go check out, while we're at it, I was watching the Bourbon Van on YouTube. They were pretty head over heels about this particular rye as well, like most of us were. So go check out Bourbon in the Van. Yeah, the Bourbon Van. Yep, go check them out. Cheers.
Cheers.
Nice. Cheers.
What else I say? Oh, and the Tequila Hombre. That's it. Cheers.
Cool. Yeah. So overall thoughts on this rye whiskey. I thought it was awesome, delectable. It was something that I will buy again. It's worth the money, even at 50, in my opinion. I mean, I would love to get it at 33. That would be nice.
33.
But a really good drinker right there. Like something you sip neat on the rocks, mixed in with something. Very perfect, very nice. So good score on that. Two live streams of mine are Beer and Cheese Tuesday, 8 o'clock Eastern. It's always open except for once a month. I've changed it up to where we bring anything you want to drink, alcohol wise, with any cheese that you'd like. And we'll be doing that here soon. So February's coming, so look out for that. Other than that, it's open table. Wednesday is all spun out. All the guys on the panel and gal, Sparkle, got some adjectives. And if they choose to be back with me on that day, you don't have to be, but if you choose to, bring that beer and let's review it. We have an ABV game. In the future, I'll be giving out prizes again for the winner for the month. But for now, it's just for fun. That's at 6 o'clock Eastern. We'll spin that wheel at the end and give you some more adjectives, and you go look for another beer. Come back and see me the next week. I just canned up Chatio's recipe. Well, the one I did, I added a few things extra. Dry gingered it and added some graham cracker to the mash, so it's a little different, kind of gingerbread cookie like, kind of cool. So I'm gonna get that out to a select people. y'all are on that list. So look out for that. Coming soon. I got to figure out a label for it. But hey, cheers, Angie. Cheers. What else? Real quick, trying to be fast here. I do have I'm brewing the Kolsch, the East-West Kolsch. That me and Bumpy went through and kind of figured out what we want to do with that for Tanner here. So I didn't, my elements were all screw-Louie, and I figured out my panel had a safety thing on it. So if there's no water in there, it's not going to turn on. And if in some other thing, I was like, what the hell? Why is this not working? Anyway, but I got my elements. I got some stainless elements finally, and hopefully we won't get any rust flavor in that beer because there was a lot of rust on those elements. Anyway, brewing that. I'm actually going to be going into a thing where I'm going to be doing not live. I might go live like every 2 months, but I want to do more editing and do a little more like tasting of the beer at the end, kind of like everyone does with the brewers do, where they go from grain to glass and you kind of taste it at the end. And then I might send some out to people just to kind of get an idea of what it tasted like, or whatnot. So we'll see. Other than that, I've got some beers for Bill I'll be brewing as well. He's got a Westie coming up. So look out for that. And then one person I want to shout out is Two Little Tanks. They've got 566 subscribers. Here's the link right here. Go check them out if you're into that kind of thing. They do all. Let's see. The last thing was cauldron beef stew with beer, cooking with beer. So that's kind of cool. There you go. Cheers. Thank you, Tanner. Appreciate it. Hey, cheers, guys.
Cheers, beer man.
And I'm muted. Cheers, beer man. Awesome, bro. Nice.
Stick it up your butt.
Dan, what you got over there?
Jeez.
Well, let me. Okay, here it is.
Oh wait,
Okay.
are you Moulin Rouging? Channel.
No, I was looking up the family history of the Marcianos. So yeah, our channel today we had we're straight up stealing Joe's idea. We stole it. We're gonna claim it as our own. Not really, but a lot of people do it. Macro Monday, just because it's 2 M's. But next Monday, don't expect a macro, and last Monday there wasn't a macro, so it's a 1 week Macro Monday. We did Michelob Ultra because hey, why not? So yeah, we did that. Shout outs. I want to shout out Chad's beer reviews, and I'll post a link to the particular episode I want you to focus on, and it's his podcast, and he interviewed Kyle, aka No Hype Beer Reviews. It's about an hour or so, right? You can put it on in the background. He did also release it on like podcasts, things. So if you want to have it on your phone as a podcast, you could do that. Pretty cool. Like an hour and something. Very much two different ideologies in beer tube and beer reviewing and beer in general, but it was kind of mixed and it was pretty cool. So yeah, go check that out. And going forward, we'll see if I can join some more of these whiskey reviews. Yeah, we'll see what we do and go from there. All right.
Nice.
Hopefully we'll all agree on something after these messages.
I'll be right back.
Why is the YouTube link not showing up on?
What are you talking about, Tanner?
His YouTube link isn't showing up on YouTube.
Oh, I don't know. Because it's not even like holding it for like review. Normally it would if it was like an issue.
That's what I'm saying. His YouTube link. I was gonna click on it.
Does he have a wrench?
Put it in the private chat, Dan.
Give him a wrench, and then he can post links.
Oh, that's probably why. Yeah, Dan.
Yeah, you gotta make me a moderator.
Oh, okay, hold on.
Yeah, come on.
There you go, Dan. You are now Which one's better, managing or all right? Well, you being managing. Cool. All right. Yeah. Awesome show tonight, guys. We managed to pick something that beat out Russell's overall. Pretty solid. Pretty solid. Yeah. So next Monday we will be doing another whiskey examination, or we'll do another examination in general. These shows are going to keep going on 8:30 p.m. Eastern time on Mondays. Who knows? I think we're probably gonna stick to whiskey, right? Would you think? You guys want to stick to whiskey?
That's what this show is all
Well,
about.
I mean, we can stick to bourbon. Doesn't have to be whiskey.
No, it can be any whiskey variety.
I
Really.
was saying we could do any type of examination either. So
You
if
can even
you
do a
guys,
Scotch blended thing or a Scotch
if
or
1 week, you guys want to do a tequila, we could use the same 6-point category rating system and review a tequila. That's what I'm saying. So
how about 3 weeks into February we do a gin?
Oh,
we could.
Oh,
We could. We could do a gin. That'd be cool. You know which one? You know which gin we have to do first, though, Bubby?
Tanqueray.
Probably Bombay.
Bombay or Tanqueray. Yeah, we got to do at least those two.
I'd do Bombay Sapphire as the first one.
We got to do at least one of those. And Beerman, is that a rake?
It's a
rake for his beard.
That takes back scratcher to the next level.
Oh, new level.
Well, yes, like I said, next week we're going to be doing another examination, a whiskey liquor examination. Let's call it a liquor examination. Next Monday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. And then also, me and Josh were talking about we would like to do another beer examination. So I'll try to come up with a beer that is readily available and we can all review together.
Cool.
So that'd be fun. And that'll be 7 p.m. Eastern time, and that'll be the show right before the whiskey examination, liquor examination, whatever it is. Other than that, look out for my Rate That Beers and other beer reviews, liquor reviews that I do on my channel. Shout outs for other people. Check out Curiosity Public. They're actually live right now. 3 people. Dutch, Jules, and Dylan. They're all really cool. They do like a ultimate spirits competition, which is essentially kind of based off of what I started doing my examination off of. They do have their own style of rating things. They have like I said, they do their ultimate spirits, so it's like any type of liquor. They're really cool. They used to be called the Bourbon Guild, right, Eric?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was gonna say the Dutch, Jules, and Dylan. They sound like they're like some type of Marvel or DC.
No.
Superhero.
Yeah, they used to do they used to do a YouTube channel called the Bourbon Guild, I believe.
All right, cool.
And then they actually had a 4th member back then, but I don't know what happened. But they're still friends with them. He's still on the channel every once in a while. But yeah, check out Curiosity Public, and then also check out Speak Easy Podcast with Ken and John. I've been shouting them out. They talk about sports, daily news, but they do it while they're drinking, a bourbon. They crack a couple beers. They're into craft beer. They're into like high-end bourbons. Ken has an awesome whiskey selection. Yeah, a lot of the bottles that he's drinking is pretty hard to find. Definitely up there as far as allocated. He does have some really good beers on the show, and that definitely wasn't me. Bumpy does have control over commenting. So cheers, Sam. Appreciate you, bro. Hopefully we can hang out with you after. Yeah. Shout out to the Pab sign.
That's badass, dude.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Other than that, did you guys shout out Alex? I think somebody did.
Yes.
I gave him a quick because he
Let's definitely focus point on Alex going live at 10:30. Go check out Alex. Deserves all the love. Great dude. I appreciate him as much as he appreciates all of us.
Yeah.
Go check him out.
Very cool.
And yeah, you guys are awesome. Thank you guys for doing another examination with me. This is always fun. I do look forward to it every week. Hopefully you guys do too. And then we're going to wrap this up. And I'm going to say, if there's anything else you guys like to see on my channel, make sure to leave a comment down below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more upcoming videos. Like a beer. Thanks for watching, everybody. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
But not after one more sip.
Yeah.
Yeah.